Hello and welcome to Crusader Kings II. Now, the idea of this series, or these videos, is to actually show you how to play rather than tutorials. And you know, I've seen loads saying this, reading this, reading this, but it doesn't actually tell you how to crack on, get playing. And I'm thinking that actually you just want to get on. You don't want to sit down with a notebook and make write everything down. So I've done all that already. So I'm just going to crack on and get something going. I'm just going to start from 1066 and I'm going to choose my own game. And it's apparently quite common for newbies to come and start down here. So I'm going to come and start down here just to really show you how it's done, to be honest with you. I mean, the only things I can really think about changing here, I keep everything on as is. However, the only thing I will change is the name of the countries. So the name of the countries, they automatically default to its local name. So for example, if a French country owned that area, then actually it will show it the name in French rather than in English. But what we want to do is we want to keep the English as English. Do you know what I mean? So I want do you know what? I don't even know where it is. That's how new I am, but whatever. Right, let's start the game. Okay, let's get crack-a-lacking. So firstly, the main thing that you want, or you're going to want to look at, is the realms view, which is W. This shows you who owns what. The lighter the colour, the more it is yours. If it's dark, then it's not. So as you can see here, we're part of Ireland, which is this part here, and this light is our light. So you've got these things along the top. These things along the top, these are your little markers that tell you that things need to be done. So ruler unmarried, first of all, that's telling us that we, the Earl of, I don't know what, I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce them. So we're unmarried. I'm not sure what happened to our wife. Maybe she's dead. Who knows? Maybe I've divorced her. Can't say. That's our son at the moment. He hasn't got a wife either. So we need to find a wife for both us and our son. In fact, all of them. It's quite simple. So to navigate between your characters, just click on your name. And what we need to do, we need to click on arrange marriage. So we are going to want to arrange a marriage between us and someone who, let's see, we want only adults because we want them to be at least childbearing age, so we want them to be quite young as well. Now all these little icons here, hovering over these, will tell you basically what the crack is, like what they've got, and your wife's stats, you get half of what they are. So for example, she's got 6 with intrigue, so when she comes into our court, then we'll get 3, so then that'll take our intrigue up to 8. Okay, so looking here, then we're going to want someone who's, what do we lack? What could we do? We could do with martial, couldn't we? So let's have a look here, see who's got a good martial score. Okay, let's go here. She's 16, and actually she's got a decent amount of claimage. Now whether we can actually select her to see if she'll marry us or not, I don't know. Let's see if we can arrange a marriage to us. They'll say yes. We'll gain everything. Happy days. That'll do. Okay, so that's us. Now, unmarried heir. So here he is. It's going to be the same thing again. What we want to do is to see. Oh yeah, this little button stops him from getting married on his own. So we are the ones who choose who he marries. So quite simply, we'll click on the things again, and then we'll see. Eventually, we're going to end up playing him because we're going to die, and then we're going to take over. Every time we die, we'll take over our heir or people within our dynasty, and you can tell they're our dynasty because they have a drop of blood right next to their name. So he's got a pretty shocky learning skill. So let's see if we can get a girl who's quite learned. There we are. She's 18. Marrying her will result in a non-aggression pact, although she doesn't seem to be necessarily getting anything. She doesn't really seem to have a lot going for her. She's 32, so she's a bit old. older than me. He's apparently 17. I've never seen a 17-year-old look like that before. This girl here, she's quite good. She's got a couple of claims going on. What has she got there? She's slothful. You don't want slothful. Slothful is the worst, man. They just take so long to do absolutely everything. So we don't want anybody who's slothful. That's a fact. I think we're gonna have to go for her, you know. And I don't even care. We're gonna get her married. We're gonna arrange a marriage for her between us and my son, who's that dude there. They say yes, so they get proper prestige effects. So everyone's happy. So propose that. What's she called? That tagged will get married as a relative. He'll get non-prestige from marrying into House Depina and minus 100 from marrying a courtier. Wow, his prestige goes right down. Nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. We could do with her though, but she's greedy and lustful. That's good. She's got good fertility, but she's old though. That's a problem. What about this one though? Is she any good? Yeah, she looks like she might be okay. Arranged marriage is 16 between her and my son. They'll say yes. Base reluctance, yep, that'll do. Happy days. That's done. Right, and these are our boys. What we'll do, we'll restrict marriage on him. We'll restrict marriage on him. And we'll restrict marriage on him. So all of the marriage has been restricted, so that means we're in control of the marriage. Super. Right, so we've already arranged that. Ambition gives you like goals, little bonuses throughout, so you'll get events pop up that will try and help you match your goal. Now, for example, my goal I want to do at the minute is get married, because that's easy. He wants to get married, yes he does, so then we'll get piety, and that's like up here on the top right. You'll see piety is something, it's like a currency for the religious leaders. Prestige is currency for actions taken generally around war or like quite big decisions about with people or going against people. That's our money. Dement size, so how many counties we can own, how many we are at the minute, and then finally the score. So here we go. The country, yeah, we don't need to worry about that. So that's cool. What's next? So special. Okay, so we get special titles that we can hand out to people who we like. That will basically give us some more. They'll like us a bit more. We're not too worried about that at the minute. And council members. So these are our council members. We've got 5, and they all do different things. Chancellor, okay, he can go and improve diplomatic relations. He can go fabricate a claim on some place. So for example, if we like the look of this island here, what we could do, we'll click on it, we'll click on the symbol, and if we look on the claimants, there are currently no claimants. Okay, similarly, if we click on there, it will show us the dude who's running the place, and you can see the guy who's running the place, he's married and he's got 1 kid. So there's a few things we could do. We can plot to kill the kid, or we can arrange a marriage between our kids and his kids, but we don't have any girl kids, so actually we want to take this as a through a claim. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my council member, I'm going to select the Chancellor, and I want him to fabricate a claim on this place here. Okay, Marshal, he's got 3 options: suppress revolts, train our troops, or research military tech. Actually, I want him to train our troops, because eventually we're going to be going to war, and we want to get as many people as possible on our side. The Steward, he can collect taxes, oversee construction, or research economy tech. Actually, we're going to want as much money as possible, so we'll collect taxes. Spymaster. Spymaster's scheme, so this is where they will recruit new members or different people for factions, and factions, if they build, they can potentially decide to overthrow you as their liege, so they can kind of use scheming to stop people doing that. Build a spy network. It's, how can I say, basically gets people not happy essentially, or it can help you take over a place, but what I actually want to do is come in this one in here, so it kind of like makes us a little bit safer, so we can clock everything. And finally the court chaplain, so he can proselytize, which basically makes people more religious towards our religion. We can research. All of these people can do research, by the way, or improve religious relations. So I can send them off to the Pope. But actually, we're going to stick him in there. Right, so they've all got their stuff to do. And that's pretty much a start. Now, there's no actually win or lose kind of objective in this game per se. You'll only lose if you die and you don't have any heirs to kind of take over. So it's all about the long game. So here we go. So yes, we can get everyone's gold and they can help pay for the wedding, or we can say no. No, because we want the prestige. The honourable, yes, okay, that's fine. So he's saying, yeah, that's fine, we'll accept your proposal. And that means he's saying we've fulfilled our ambition. So we can get another ambition on a go. So we'll click on that because that's the ambition one. We can click on the choose an ambition, and this time become a paragon of virtue. So we want 2,000 piety, no. Become exalted among men, no. Have a daughter. We could say we want a daughter because we don't have any. Actually, that would be handy, and considering we've got a new wife, it would be ideal for us if we can start having a daughter. So let's get that done first. That'd be great. And I'm married. Yeah, they're getting married soon. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of the time within this game that you're going to be in pause or zooming time ahead, essentially just to make things happen or to try and make sure things hurry along. And you can see the map is pretty large. I mean, there are expansions that get larger and larger and larger, but I picked this up free from the Steam store. So if you're one of those people, then this is the kind of idea what you do. So yeah, that's our heir, going to get married to her, which should be grand. It's good news for us. So here are high priority and low priority messages. That just tells us what's going on. That's telling us what our money's doing. We're collecting taxes. So I'm going to speed up time a little bit, which should be great. So we're fabricating the claim over here, which is good. Thinking about it, what else do we want to do? Well, actually, spacebar pauses, by the way. This is our domain here. Now, if we click on us, we don't actually have what they call a liege. So we don't owe anyone any money. Like, this is our county. Now, if we were to click in here and then click on there, you'll see, let's close all that, let's try that again. This here, close that, is this county. But this means de facto and de jure. De facto means as is. De jure means historically what it would be beforehand. So beforehand, this is that. So this never was anything else. So this area is just this area. However, if we go back to here, we click on him, and his liege is the king of King Murchad of Murmur, or Mumu. Okay, and you can see it's actually the king here who oversees the whole area. So if we click on him and see his de jure land, so his de facto land, so as it currently stands, he only owns those 3 counties, but actually, historically speaking, he's got the whole Southern Island there. So in theory, he's got a claim onto my county, and to see that, you click on my county, click on my shield, and then click on claimants, and I'm surprised that this dude here isn't trying to get part of this. So how do we kind of take back, like what can we do here? Well, there's a few ways. We can plot to kill him, and then his heir will take over, but his heir currently doesn't have an heir himself. So what would happen if they both died? No idea. That could be a way forward. But firstly, what I really want to get in here and get that place, and then potentially move up to go that place and there. So who's running this place over here? Look. So yeah, he's got an heir. His heir's currently a kid, so it's hard to say who's doing what. And then he's that liege there. So it's very much a long game, and trying to figure out what it is that you want. And you see these little mini events like this will keep popping up every now and then. So, a book without a title was pushed into my hands by a hooded man clad in midnight blue. Something was said, but was lost in a confusion. The book was still there. So, I call him back, I get 20 piety, or if it wants me to read, get on. So a monthly prestige I get 0.05, and monthly piety 0.05. Let's play the long game. So as you can see, we're zooming forward super quickly. I don't think it was meant to hurt me, but the criticism still sung harder than it should have. So something's happened, or someone said something. So here we go. I'm going to get a chance to make a decision here, and actually if I choose to turn the other cheek, I'll get patient, which gives me those buffs there. Alternatively, if I get them back, I'll get 3 martial and -1 intriguing diplomacy, but personal combat skill is 3. Now my personal combat skill sucks at the moment. I remember seeing, yeah, that personal combat is -2. But actually, if I get that, my personal combat skill goes up by 5, which will then give me a +3 rating. So we're going to go for that, and we'll get that fate. Where is it? Oh, yeah, nice. Envious. Cool. She's pregnant already. That's good news for us. We don't hang around, do we? Oh, here we go. The pregnancy has caused my wife to develop quite unusual tastes. Most of what she asks for dinner nowadays ranges from mildly unsettling to positively revolting. Still, scholars do agree that a pregnant woman's cravings should always be accommodated. Okay, I'll make sure that she gets all that she wants and more. So if you look here, you can see it's almost like the help hovery thingy, the layover. It tells you what will happen, and you can see there's percentage chances of all those things happening. So I'll get that one, I'll lose gold, lose gold, lose gold. And if we click on this one, she's actually got a chance to earn this as gluttonous. So I don't know, I'll just go for that one, whatever. Doesn't really matter for me. Let's slow it down a little bit. Okay, that's going to be kicking off there, which is great. How are they getting on? It's looking good. So who do I have in my court then? So we can see who's in our court by simply coming down here and looking at this, which is great. So here, this is our bishop. So he likes his Pope 51, but he likes us 53. Therefore, when it comes to taxes, in theory, he should be paying it to us, yes, because he likes us the most. However, if he liked us less than his bishop, than the Pope, he would pay that money to the Pope. That's something to bear in mind. So whilst that's ticking away in the background, let's go to laws. No, we've got another son. Never mind. So these are laws. This is where we can change our laws to anything as we please, actually. Now, this is our currently telling us what it is. So changing, holding or hovering over the tooltip will open up and it will tell you essentially what will happen if you choose to go from that way. Okay, so absolute cognatic. So cognatic is equal rights essentially. Agnatic is not, is men, as traditionally is, and these are the successive laws going through. So all these different ideas. Tanistry, I'm pretty sure, is just for the Irish folk. Realm, nothing I can do with realm on the basis that I'm just one county. Obligations, so here I can change the levies and the tax. So feudal tax, normally feudal lords are exempt from paying taxes to their liege, however other arrangements are fairly common if not well liked. So actually I could increase the tax so that my vassals pay me, although they'll like me 10 less, I won't get any. However, if I say like me 10 less, that means that the bishop will like me less than his pope, which means he'll be paying me even less. Okay, so it's, bear in mind that's what it is. So we're going to leave everything as is currently. Military, this shows us what we have at the moment. So our vassals have 155 between them, and we've got 690. So we're looking pretty decent at the moment. And we can raise them if we want to go to war, which we will be very soon. Well, not very soon, but soon enough, I imagine. These are showing all the plots that we know, so we can plot to kill all these people. Oh, here we go, look. Wow, so we can actually plot to kill our own missus. Ain't that something? Well, she didn't give me a bait, she didn't give me a girl, maybe I should. And then there are all these different options or decisions that we can make along here. And just by simply clicking on the little plus, and it will make them done. Factions, we'll see if anyone's coming up wanting to kill us or get rid of us. Religion, here we go. So our current religion people, bishops, is this dude here, and you can see that this is our Chancellor, Bishop Dathgusov Clone, and then this is my half brother here. He's also some kind of worldly man. And yeah, his heir is my half brother, who likes me a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm not quite sure why people go on, and yeah, obviously there's a lot more to it, and there's loads of different ways that this can be played, and you know, I'm sure there's probably things that I'm doing wrong that aren't quite as they should be, but at the end of the day, it's about what you want and what you expect to get from this. And if this is something that you're into, then you know, you crack on and do what you want to do. So here we go. So my half brother is no longer court chaplain for the Earl, so that's me. I'm not really sure why. I'm not sure what he's decided to do. So that means I've got a council position, and why my brother's gone is beyond me. And learning is a primary trait here. That's what we want, is learning. And out of the two of them is this dude here. But actually what I can do is, if I go back to here and I can invite a holy man to court, it only cost me 25 piety. Well, I've got that plenty. So this is the dude, and looking at this, he's got 16 as opposed to what, 9? Yeah, fantastic. So this is the dude I want. So I want to give him my job, the Su Sen Sun, or however you pronounce that. So we'll come up here. There he is. Happy days. And we'll have him, stick him in there for a minute. Okay. Cupbearer, I'll give to one of my kids. Which one's the oldest? That dude there. High Almoner, we'll give that to anyone who doesn't like me. No, they all like me. I'm a gracious leader, that is why. So we'll get rid of that and become cupbearer. That's fine. Super. Right, we are going to we're going to call it a day there, and hopefully we'll get some more progression in the next one. So my name's Gamer Ryan. Thank you for watching.